Welcome, everybody, to episode 151 of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created, and bringing you guys all the nerd news you need to know, all while putting a smile on pretty much just Ryan's face. Well, maybe your face, too. Yeah. But I'm Ryan West.
On my face this week. And I'm Ryan Thomason.
Ryan likes things all over his face. I'm the hostess with the mostest.
What did you say about my face?
And Ryan's the hostess with the mostest on his faces.
Oh,
yeah.
That's better.
That's as dirty as you think it is, people. And together we're here to sit in front of a computer and regurgitate the news. Is that what we're doing?
Yes. I mean, that's what we. Well, this is mostly just for you and me to be able to get together once a week and hang out, and then we just happen to let the world watch us do that.
I feel like
it's been very profitable.
I feel like people, very profitable, but super profitable. One of these days we'll be profitable. I feel like people just want to listen to our opinions about things because we just blab about a lot of stuff.
I'm just glad that people actually listen.
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
We've had a lot of people listen and watch lately. We've had a lot of reviews on our. We've had a lot of comments on a lot of our stuff lately. We apparently pissed off some He-Man woman haters with our our Man-Eater review. If you haven't read, check that out. It's a comic book that definitely has some feminist undertones, but we found it to be delightful and very fun.
Yeah,
apparently,
and we thought your daughters could enjoy it if they were 13 plus years old.
Apparently, we got mansplained about how we don't understand toxic femininity.
Yes,
I had to look up because I've never even heard of that term.
I know. I was like, wow, I learned a new phrase today.
Yes, and then we received massive amounts of downvotes. So if any of you guys would like to go give us an upvote on one of our videos,
please
it's
just go upvote it.
Yeah, it's our comic review of Man-Eaters. But yeah, we have a lot of videos on our page. If you guys haven't checked it out, other than doing this, the Geek Dad review, we have a lot of movie reviews, TV reviews, comic reviews, opinion pieces, and just a lot of fun stuff over there. So check it out. It should fit any entertainment need that you have. And if we're missing the boat on something, like if there's something you feel like we should be doing, we're going to try and do more book reviews, but we do have some of those on there. If there's something you want us to do, just let us know. We have a running list of really bad movies so far that everybody wants us to review. But other than that, we've got no requests for anything else. If you guys got a book, a comic, a toy, anything you'd like us to check out, we are here at your disposal.
Just let us know.
All right. Well, Ryan, before we dive into the show, which is going to be a really good one, we got a lot of start. You know what? I'm glad we started off with that Man-Eater, letting people know about that because we have a lot of news that's going to piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're starting off with trying to piss off as much people as possible.
So this if you are easily triggered and are probably a dude, this may not be the episode for you.
Yeah. If you are a white guy that
who hates
really
Ray,
does not enjoy
and hates Kathleen Kennedy and thinks she does a terrible job because she has a uterus, this may not be your episode.
If you do enjoy women in positions of power, then you probably should not listen to this. I thoroughly enjoy when a woman is in a position of power with me.
All right. So before we dive into all the news that we have that you guys are most of you are really going to enjoy, you got anything you want to talk about? Anything happened this week? Anything new exciting?
Yeah, anything happened other than, let's see.
That was a big sigh.
We're driving home from work and going up a hill, and all of a sudden it's like, do we just run over something?
Oh, no.
And we pull over and
your car was jerking?
Then you hear whoa, and just not moving forward. So oh great. And so we get out and look and making sure wasn't sprung in a leak or something. But yep, our transmission blew out on our car, and thankfully we made the powertrain warranty by the skin of our teeth. Just right under the cutoff for not for the miles but for the date. So we are getting a complete transmission overhaul, and they probably have it to us within the next week or something.
I'm not gonna lie, Ryan. When you told me you had a real interesting story to tell me, I thought it was a real interesting story.
It was a real interesting story.
No, that was about somebody whose transmission went out and had a warranty for it. I
Well,
thought you
yeah, but it's
I thought you were
screwed
gonna
up
say
my
like you
whole
ran over a porcupine, or like you had some weird like there was a drunk person on the road and you ran him over, and then you and your wife had to come up with some really crazy scheme to bury the body, but he actually hadn't died and he got away, and then he sent you a note that said like 7 days I'm gonna kill you. I know what you did last weekend.
That sounds like Brian. We got to write that story. That's
And
a
then
million
you
dollar,
and your wife
$1 billion movie franchise.
slowly were driven into the mouth of madness by this one-armed drunken person that you both ran over in your car. He's only one arm because one arm got caught. It got caught in the transmission.
A one-armed drunken homeless person.
Yeah, whose arm got caught in the transmission and it's still dangling there as you're driving around, right? But now instead of a one arm, he has like, I mean, that'd be a really big hook. So like he has a machete. They stuffed in there and duct taped it.
Yeah.
And he slowly drove you and your wife into the mouth of madness as he like looked out your window, mostly at you while you're in the shower, but he totally was looking out your window because he wanted to murder
That's
you.
pretty good. He'd have to get it all the way up to my second story.
But then he played a song in a boombox outside your window, and you fell in love with him, and then you left your wife for the murderous homeless person.
Yes,
with one arm.
and then he kills me, right?
And then when you right on your wedding day, when you're like, "I love you," and he's like, "I don't love you. This is all a revenge plot because I was the person that you ran over in the highway." And then he stabs you with his machete arm. But then you pull out your hearing aid and you wrap it around his throat and you strangle him to death right as he stabs you, and then you die. You die in a lover's embrace.
I want to know how this is going to strangle somebody.
He has this very small neck.
Oh, okay.
And well, I meant more like your earbuds. Sorry, you pull out your earbuds that you were also using because your wife took your hearing aids. Your wife took your hearing aids in the divorce because you left her for the homeless person.
So
and then you strangled him.
I'm just going around my life and not hearing anything.
And then you're looking as you're strangling him, he's stabbing. You're looking at the priest like, "Why won't you help me?" And then the priest pulls off the mask to reveal it was your wife all along. She paid the homeless person pretend to love you, pretend to get ran over, and kill you so she could get the insurance money.
Oh.
But just as she's laughing, there's an earthquake, and the cross on top of the church lands on top of her and kills her first. And then you watch you and your hobo lover stare into each other's eyes as the life fades out.
All three of us.
All three of you die. Well, your wife dies first because she was like the mastermind behind everything. But you die last because I like you the most.
That was a very I when I first said that this was a $1 billion movie idea, this might be worse than Venom. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd pay.
You might need to work on the plot.
What? You get out. You shut your mouth. You know what? The only thing that movie needs is me. I'm gonna come in too late. I'm gonna kick in the door, the door of the chapel, just in time to see the cross squish your wife and the homeless person stab you as you strangle him. And then as you're dying, I hold your head and say, "I will avenge you."
No,
and then I train my body to be just a stone cold killer, like assassin.
I think the movie would make more sense if it had everything the exact way you explained it, but you are the voiceover person for every single character, but it's just your voice.
I like it.
So you do every single character, including me, and
so like Michael Pena does in Ant-Man. I like this. This is
All
right. Well, let's put a pin in this and let's talk about it after the show. I think we're on to something here.
All right, we will definitely circle back to that.
What should we call the name of our movie?
Murderous rampaging homeless person. I know what you did.
Murder sex rampage in a church. That's what we're going to call it.
Yes. A new Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah. I like it. That's a working title. We're going to work on it some more.
Yes.
All right. Should we get into the news? You want to get into the news?
Yes.
I got things to do. I got to pack for my Vegas trip. I'm going to Viva Las Vegas, everybody. Woo!
Brian's got his mouth is just ready to regurgitate words. So, I'm going to sit like this for the next 45 minutes. And
are you saying I talk too much? I think this is bullshit.
I am not. I'm saying I just like to watch you talk.
All right, well, whatever. Well, before we start, Ryan, I'm very happy for you that your powertrain warranty covered your transmission.
And we did get a Jeep Cherokee to a brand new one right off the line. Got like it's got like 300 miles on it.
For like a loaner?
Yeah, that's our loaner. They just detailed it.
It's pretty awesome, Ryan. Right? I like it.
Oh, it's like my wife is like, oh, like the brakes are so touchy. It's like you barely touch it, and she's like slammed into like the front wheel, just like on the first. It was pretty fun.
Well, try not to run over any drunk homeless people in the middle of the road.
Yes,
because we all know what happens.
Yes, we do.
All right, everybody. On that note, we have some great news for you guys. So it's time, Ryan, for Ninja News time. We are coming with the judo chop of information. The uppercut of knowledge.
And don't forget to finish him off, Brian, with the Cobra Kai leg sweep of learning.
Ryan, we have to, since I'm wearing my Sterling Archer shirt, we've got to work on phrasing. And when you say things like "don't forget to finish him off," we're gonna have to institute something. I'm not sure what yet, but so Ryan, while you're finishing him off with whatever move you're gonna do to him, I'm gonna talk about the news.
Yeah, you're the finisher. You're always the closer. That's what true. I was told.
That's 100% accurate. All right, here we go. First up. Trigger alert, everybody. Trigger warning. This is about Star Wars, and this is about glorious Star Wars news. And this is not going to make a lot of whiny fanboys happy. But it makes me and Ryan very happy.
Yes, because we think this person's been doing a stellar job.
Yes, who are we talking about? We're talking about none other than Kathleen Kennedy, the CEO. I don't know, she's the CEO head. She runs Lucasfilms.
She's the president, I think.
President of Lucasfilms, and she is doing a bang-up job. She, and apparently not only does Disney think so, they also agree with us. They have extended her on our recommendation through 3 more years, so she will be the president.
We got that email.
Yeah, we sent out an email. We're like, listen, I know there's a lot of people whining about how because she has boobs, she clearly can't do this job, and because she thinks girls are important, she has no place in Star Wars, and
she's only made them like $20 billion. I mean,
and because Rey is clearly a Mary Sue, even though she does exactly everything Luke Skywalker does. She has ruined the franchise. And well, you know what? I don't really like Jenner, but
because it makes more sense that Luke Skywalker sat in a swamp for a couple of days and learned how to master the Force
and became a super space ninja. But anyway, so Kathleen Kennedy has been extended for 3 more years. We think this is great. I mean, listen, has there been some issues behind the scenes? Of course. They've hired some directors they've had to let go. Has there been some drama? But personally, I think that's a sign, not that she's not doing her job, but that she actually is doing her job, right? I mean, she was willing to bite the bullet, spend a buttload of Disney's money and say, you know what? This is not right for Star Wars. We're going to course correct. And, they've had to essentially reshoot Solo and Rogue One to get it right to a certain level that most people love. I mean, everybody. I've only met a couple of people who didn't really like Solo, and they have really bad judgment. So I mean, no. If you don't like Solo, you're entitled to your opinion. But I mean, Solo's been mostly liked by people, loved by a lot of people, and Rogue One was universally loved. I mean, it made over $1 billion. So. J.J. Abrams was great. I really enjoyed Rian Johnson's take on Star Wars. There were some things I didn't necessarily agree with, but I thought the movie The Last Jedi has some of the best cinematography and some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie. So I think all the movies she's done has been good.
We were watching The Last Jedi, and he was just like, God, I forgot how awesome this movie is. And it is awesome.
Yes, and so I think she's done a bang-up job. They're really trying to grow this universe and turn it into something huge. And they're only, 5 movies in? Solo, 4 movies in? Mm-hmm. And they've made a ton of money. Yes, Solo was not the hit they wanted it to be. But like I said earlier, it takes a little time to build a universe. Marvel wasn't able to do this in a day. Honestly, Iron Man was the only real bona fide hit for them for a while. The Incredible Hulk was a huge flop after Iron Man. Iron Man 2 was not universally loved. A lot of people didn't really like Thor all that much.
Honestly, until Thor Ragnarok. That was probably my favorite Thor movie.
Yeah, that's a very good movie. So there's, not everything Marvel's done is perfect, and it took them a little while to get going, and it's going to take Disney a while to figure out this new universe of Disney.
Not every movie has to hit it out of the ballpark. You can have a movie that gets, a double or a triple or even a single. I mean, not every movie has to be some ginormous multi-billion-dollar hit.
And Star Wars has been a ginormous multi-billion-dollar hit. I mean, The Force Awakens made $2.5 billion. Rogue One made over $1 billion. The The Last Jedi, as much as everybody hated it, made like $1.8 billion. And this is without China. They make no money in China.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? I can't remember. Does China? They just don't let it screen there?
No, so the problem is they never screen. So China has a weird, because they're communists, they have a lot of restrictions on what can play and can't play over there.
I remember now.
And so in China, you can't play anything that has a ghost in it. And so they've considered the Force Ghost. So they never played the original Star Wars movies over there. So people have never seen them. So when the new ones came out, they're like, why do we care about this old guy hopping on a ship with this giant dog, right? They just... They don't really have the nostalgia for Star Wars. So if you don't have nostalgia and you don't even know what it's about, these are kind of strange movies, to be honest.
Well, and unless you're a kid, who's just kind of walking into it for the first time.
Well, I don't know how many of the Chinese kids really enjoy Star Wars. I mean, they have a lot of other stuff that they do enjoy over there that competes with it. So
Transformers.
Yeah, they love robots, man. They love robots in disguise.
And that Warcraft movie.
Yeah, they love the Warcraft movie. There's a lot of Japanimation style, like cartoon anime stuff over there that they really enjoy too. But I do not pretend to be an expert on Chinese media, so I will not speak any more into that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Kathleen Kennedy has overseen over $4 billion worth of box office. The Last Jedi is the number one DVD this year. I'm guessing Solo is going to sell super well.
Any other person 1,000,000% secure in their job.
Yeah, I mean.
She is.
Yeah, I think we're gonna find out. Judging on how many people, and we called this, judging how many people are online going, "Oh my God, this Solo movie is really good." Yeah, no shit. I tried to tell everybody it's great, other than Chris, who doesn't like it. What a weirdo. Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, she's done a bang up job as the president. What?
I said, she's not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere. I couldn't be happier. I know people were trying to spread as many rumors as possible. There was all this turmoil and strife, and we talked about it a little bit on here, some of the rumors. I'm glad to see that they got this done. I think she's awesome. She's personally responsible for like 90% of the things I've loved growing up, and I think Star Wars is in really good hands. I'm loving where we're going with this.
Yeah, it's going to continue under her helm, and we can just keep looking forward to really good Star Wars in the movies.
Yeah, we got Episode 9 coming up next year. And, real quick, we talked about it before, but I just want to let everybody know there are tons of rumors / spoilers. They are not nearly being as tight-shipped on Episode 9 as they were in Episode 7. Read them at your own risk.
Yeah.
We are not going to report them. I've heard some crazy stuff, and if they are true, I mean, I guess it'd be cool. I just want to go in this not knowing everything, so
I placed around myself a cone of something that it's just
like a dog cone.
But it's like more like like I've been able to avoid a lot of like those spoiler headlines. Like I'll see stuff that starts to say Star Wars. I'm like, no, and
I click on a few of them every now and then just to kind of see what the big, so I'm informed on it. But yeah, but if you guys are asking, like, how come you guys never talk about Episode 9? We are not going to talk about this. We will talk about trailers. We will talk about concrete news, but we are not going to go into rumors and spoilers. So just FYI.
We also mostly subscribe to the Jeff Alden theory of trailers. Is watch the first trailer and call it good.
I tend to watch kind of part of the second one, but I never watch the third one ever.
Yes.
All right. So Kathleen Kennedy, nice job. Congrats on your promotion. And I just like to say one last thing. George Lucas made the prequels. Kathleen Kennedy made The Force Awakens. I'm going to say that Kathleen Kennedy is doing a better job right now than George Lucas did as head of Lucasfilms.
Yeah. I'm sure she's making some bank.
Yeah, good for her. Hope she got paid. All right, speaking of Star Wars, we got more Star Wars news, so we'll can stay on the Star Wars train. Since we were talking about The Last Jedi, apparently a college, I can't figure out which college it was, did some research. They wanted to look into this Last Jedi because there was a lot of claims that people were like, it's one of the weirdest movies as far as the critic score versus the viewer score. So you can go into a movie and so on. I believe it was like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but you can go into the movie watching, and if you hated it, you can go on and just say, I hated the movie. And so, judging from what most of the stars, what Rian Johnson himself said, and just what most of us generally thought, we've mostly felt that like there's a lot of people who didn't necessarily like it as much, but the hate wasn't there, and we couldn't figure out why the internet was so enraged about The Last Jedi. Well, apparently this college did too, and they actually did some research, and they found that over 50% of all the negative Last Jedi tweets and Facebook posts that were directed at the movie or at Rian Johnson were done by fucking Russian Twitter bots and internet trolls. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so if we put that in perspective, what the actual amount of people that hate it would have amounted to probably next to nothing.
Well, not next to nothing. There's probably a good 25% of the people who saw this movie who didn't like it. And that sounds about right, considering the people that we've had conversations with.
You're going to get that kind of ratio with almost any movie, even popular movie. 20% of people are not going to like it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think even there was like 10 or 15% that didn't like the Force Awakens, and that movie was great. And The Last Jedi took some really big chances and a lot of, big wide swings, especially with the way they did Luke Skywalker, and I know there's a lot of unhappiness about that. But generally, the movie was a good movie, and it was strange to see so many people online just trashing this and just attacking Rian Johnson. Well, like I said, this college came up with the information and said, yes, it was the Russian Twitter trolls. Yes, they did this, and the intent of this was to create conflict in the online community, right? So they knew Star Wars was huge. They knew it was divisive. They knew there was a lot of people who hate the fact that there's a woman leading Lucasfilm, like we talked about, and hate the fact that the main character in Star Wars is a female. If you don't believe us, all you got to do is go to Star Wars hate groups, and it will blow your mind reading some of the fucking toxic nonsense that people are spewing over the fact that women are in Star Wars. They
were in Star Wars before, Brian, but they were regulated to just...
Well, they took a chisel to that crack, and it just exploded the internet. So if it looks like the internet has been just on fire with hate, it's because literally Russians targeted them, and they fucking inflamed it.
Yeah, and they're all fake. It's a bunch of fake hate.
So if you absolutely hate The Last Jedi and people that you don't know have been agreeing with you on Twitter, they're probably Russian, so congratulations.
Yeah. And we all know that the Empire would essentially just be Russia.
And listen, if you did not like The Last Jedi, me and Ryan have said many times on the show, you are absolutely entitled to that opinion. I don't think that's the right opinion.
One of our loyal listeners did not like it. And we respected what he had to say about it.
Yeah, and I had a lot of conversation with him about what he didn't like, and he had valid points, and I have absolutely no problem. We had a normal conversation, which is what I found with most people who did not like this. The only people who were just awful were people on Twitter or people on Facebook.
Yeah. And apparently they weren't people at all.
But you know what? Whatever. Who cares? I guess the message here is people... don't use the internet to justify your own personal bullshit beliefs of hate and shit.
Because the only people that are going to agree with you don't exist.
Yeah, and if you didn't like Star Wars, don't be lured. If you didn't like The Last Jedi, don't be lured into just saying awful things just because somebody on Twitter says, "Yeah, you should say all these awful things," and then you like it and retweet it, and it creates a shitstorm.
Yeah,
that's how fandom gets ruined.
Yeah, that's also how you become. No, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. Guys, we gotta embrace the things, the beloved character of Rose, Tycho, in The Last Jedi, there's nothing about her that anybody hated, except for the fact that she was a female and Asian, apparently. We're going to embrace, we on this show loved her as a character, and we're going to embrace what she said in The Last Jedi. We're going to win, not by destroying the things we hate, but embracing the things we love. True story.
We're going to follow that.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
And then the last little bit of Star Wars news. We're going to talk about things we love here. So apparently we've talked we have talked at length about the fact that the new live-action Star Wars show is starting to film. It's coming soon. They're going to spend $100 million on a 10-episode season. It's going to launch with Disney Play. It is a big deal, but we have not known yet what it's going to be about. There's been lots of speculation that it's going to be about Mandalorians, but we have had no confirmation. Until today, Jon Favreau himself has announced that the show is going to be called The Mandalorian. Hang on, I'm pulling up here. It's got a...
It's just The Mandalorian, no S.
Yes. He released this in Star Wars font. I'm going to read, this is a quote, this is a synopsis from Jon Favreau's official Instagram page. The Mandalorian. After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travels of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. What do you think about that, Ryan?
So it sounds like Han Solo as a Mandalorian, basically. But probably with better negotiating skills.
It sounds like they've found a character with cool armor who's going to be a long ways away from having to show us Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo. I mean, It is theoretically possible that you could bring in Alden Ehrenreich. If you wanted him to run into Han Solo, you've recast Han Solo. It'd be cool to have him maybe in a couple episodes. How cool would it be if this new Mandalorian... If there's a 2 or 3 episode story arc where he has to team up with Han Solo, Chewbacca, and the Millennium Falcon.
How are they going to do that, though? Are they going to get the guy that played him in Solo?
Yeah, why not? You've already cast him.
Wait, no. It's after the Empire.
Yeah, you can still get him in Solo. Just make him look a little bit older. I mean, would you even care if he was older? Just make the Falcon look older and have Chewie
they can
show
just do what they did for Samuel L. Jackson and just have Harrison Ford be on there, but man, they're gonna have to really de-age.
Well, how about they just put old Harrison Ford in there? It's like
just don't de-age him at all.
But you know what? Honestly, rumors are too is that the lead for this has already been cast. I can never say his name right, but he was the guy who played the Red Viper in Game of Thrones, Prince Oberyn.
That guy?
Yeah. Apparently
awesome.
That guy's going to be the Mandalorian that they're talking about in this series. So, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool way to maybe give us some... It's a cool way to give us something we haven't seen yet. It's going to be set in a time period that there's very few books or novels or stories about yet. You set it off in the outer limits.
So time period that everybody wants to know about. Like,
exactly.
After the Return of the Jedi and the First Order.
Well, and there's some... And there's some cool stuff. If you watch Rebels, you could bring in Sabine. They did a lot of Mandalorian stuff in there, so you could tie in a lot of the Mandalorian stuff. You could bring in characters. You could give us live versions of the characters from Rebels. It also says he's in the Outer Rim area. You could also maybe tie in a little bit of the First Order. Maybe this ties into how we see the First Order rise. I think there's a lot of cool ways you can tie this into the Star Wars universe, but still give us kind of a Clint Eastwood, man with no name type gunslinger. Story that's really cool.
And there's going to be a heck of a lot of ton of CGI on this thing. It's
$100 million. To put that in perspective, the first season of Game of Thrones cost $10 million.
Yeah. And that was before they got dragons.
Yeah. So now they got dragons, and they're spending $100 million on 10 episodes with dragons. So yeah, this is and that's with some of the biggest sets you've ever seen. This sounds like it's going to be a lot more of a, like I said, a lone gunman. So you may have, the sets may not be as big.
Probably.
Sounds like they're doing a space western, which is actually kind of cool.
So it's going to be like Firefly, but with Mandalorian?
Yeah, that's probably a really good analogy. It could be a Firefly with Mandalorians, kind of in the outer limits of space. You could get the Hutts. You could get the gangsters. You could tie in the First Order. You could get you could recast a few characters. You could get You could get R2 for 3PO. You could get Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. You could get Billy D, or not Billy D. You could get Danny Glover to reprise Lando in this. I mean, there is a lot of things you can do with this.
Like an Ocean's 11 heist.
I think there's a lot of ways you could tie in the old Star Wars stuff with the new Star Wars stuff and really make this awesome. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what Jon Favreau does. I mean, he's been very consistent in his the type of movies that he does. So
yes. And this is not going to be Boba Fett. So those of you who are like, Boba Fett? Yeah. No, it says a new warrior arises.
Yeah, so when you see all the images of Boba Fett, that's just because that's the only Mandalorian that anybody knows.
Now, here's a twist, though, Ryan. That is not to say that Boba Fett's not in this. What if Boba Fett survives? What if they show Boba Fett surviving the Sarlacc pit, and he becomes one of the villains in this?
He, crawls out of the pit. And
missing a leg. He's missing an arm because he got ran over by a car. And he puts a machete into his stump, and then he marries you at the chapel. I'm going to write Star Wars stories, too. I like this. This is a good idea. Anyway, all right. So that are some of our thoughts on The Mandalorian. Let us know what you guys think the show is going to be about. Don't just say A Mandalorian because, yes, that's the title of the show, The Mandalorian. Let us know what you guys think, if you think it's a good idea, and what cool ideas you have for Star Wars. And also how excited you are for it. I know I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. All right, so from the Disney streaming service to the DC streaming service, which I've talked about being a little underwhelming, I will say this: I got an email every day. They're adding a little bit more stuff to the DC streaming service, and I got an email from DC letting me know all the new things that are coming in October. And there's actually quite a bit. We're getting the Supergirl movie, we're getting Titans, which looks great. We got a whole bunch of new Titans kind of character trailers.
Yeah,
and it does look really good. I'm really excited. I think it comes out the 7th or the 17th. I will be definitely reviewing it on the show. I will see if I can get Ryan a password, and maybe we can review it together. We'll see.
Ooh.
But yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff coming out. Another thing that just dropped before we started recording is we had heard that they were coming out with a Harley Quinn animated show, and honestly, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we were skeptical as hell.
I was like, whatever, I don't even care about this. And then I saw the trailer, and oh my god, it looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it looks like whoever is running DC Animation, they know what they're doing, and somehow they need to fold these people into the DC other movies because
so this trailer basically it has Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy in here. They make a lot of jokes, they swear a lot. Imagine
in a prison cell.
Yeah, imagine if Harley Quinn, the animation looked like the top-notch animation that the DC currently does with their Batman. So it looks really good, but it's got the kind of the attitude of Teen Titans Go, where it's goofy, way over the top, kind of Deadpool-ish, but make it rated R. Huh?
Not afraid to throw in a swear word.
Yeah, and make Batman a goofball. It looked.
That was funny. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah, they're like Harley Quinn's talking about how much fun she's going to have, and Poison Ivy goes, ugh, you can't have fun on this. We're DC. He goes, we got to be dark and gloomy and murdery. And then all of a sudden Batman drops down and he goes, did someone say dark and gloomy?
He comes up from the window, but he comes in upside down.
Yeah, and he's like, did someone say dark and gloomy? And they're like, oh, get out of here, Bats. I hate that guy. He's like, whatever. And he leaves. It looks really funny. I'm really excited for this. I did not think I would be, but I am totally on board for a Harley Quinn cartoon. So
it looks like everything that we want from the movies, but we're only going to get an animated form.
Yes, definitely. So I don't know. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Let us know what you think. The DC Universe app still is pretty bare bones. I would still recommend it if you like the stuff. There's some good stuff on there. Let's see. Speaking of DC, Sci-Fi Channel's Krypton has cast its Lobo for the Season 2 villain. Mm-hmm. I don't know who this guy is, Emmett J. Scanlan, but he looks big. He looks like a Lobo-ish. Whatever.
I just realized that I have not finished the first season.
You need to finish it. It's pretty good.
Mm.
You know what else is pretty good, Ryan? M&M's. And guess what new flavor they're going to roll out on us here real soon?
Blueberry.
No, hazelnut spread, which if you don't know what hazelnut spread is, that is Nutella.
I've never tried Nutella.
It's basically, I would say it's like chocolate peanut butter.
I don't know. I like peanut butter on toast. That is the only way I like peanut butter. I don't like Reese's Pieces. I don't like peanut butter M&Ms. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
whatever,
I'll try
Ryan.
it.
Speaking of peanut butter, Hellboy has a new poster.
That's a very good segue.
I thought so. If you haven't checked it out, you should check it out. That's all I'm going to say. He looks... I mean, the tagline is legendary as fuck. And it looks legendary. I'm not even going to lie. You just got to check out the new Hellboy trailer. Or poster. If the trailer is half as good as the poster, I'm fucking in.
It's going to be legendary.
Yeah, you know what's not going to be legendary?
What's that?
A PG-13 version of Deadpool 2.
Wait, that sounds terrible.
Apparently Fox, because they're geniuses, are going to re-release Deadpool 2 over Christmas as a PG-13 movie.
Like in the theaters, or?
Yes. Okay, listen. Fox, I hate to break it to you, but when I went and saw Deadpool 2, half the audience was kids under the age of 17 who bought tickets to something else and went to Deadpool 2.
Yeah,
They have all already seen this movie.
Or they had an adult just buy like a whole bunch of tickets, and then the adult just left and let the kids go into the theater.
Yeah, they don't care about who goes to see what movies anymore. I'm telling you, when I went and saw The Predator, half the audience was like 12.
This is just like them making a half-ass grab for money.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's because they're trying to get as much as they can before Disney owns the property, so they're just milking everything they have. They apparently have reportedly pushed back X-Men and Gambit. X-Men Dark Phoenix, which we talked so great about last week, is now going to come out next summer, maybe? I don't know.
Not going to happen.
And
We're never
Gambit,
going to
apparently, Gambit is going to come out in 2020, which is like a year after Disney's going to own it. Gambit's never coming out, let's be honest here. Unless Disney decides to make it, it's never going to happen.
Sorry, Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Disney will do it with Channing Tatum. Who knows? Let's see here. What else we got? Got a couple quick things. The first trailer for Holmes and Watson came out. It is John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. It looks pretty funny. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, it also looks really stupid, but these guys are so good, I will watch them literally do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's Will Ferrell and oh god, why can't I say his name?
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
What?
They're just a good duo. So
yeah, they're just funny together, so whatever. Speaking of things that... I don't know, let's see what story I want. Speaking of things that are great together, Ghost is finally coming back for the final season of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So if any of you were like me and Ryan going, where the hell is Ghost, the giant direwolf, who should be about 8 feet tall at this point?
Yeah, I wonder how big they're going to make them. I mean, I know that all the budget money went to the dragons last year, so that's kind of why you didn't really get to see Ghost.
Well, hey, what's what? How big is he in the book?
In the book?
Oh wait, you don't have a new book.
Oh,
that was a trick question, Ryan.
That's right, because the last time we saw him, he was getting murdered.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, that's right. Jesus, that's way back in.
Yeah,
I gotta get caught up.
That's where the last book ends, with Jon Snow.
Maybe when I'm in Vegas drinking by the pool, I'll try and finish the Game of Thrones book. All right, let's see here. Last couple things before we get to Fatal 50. Apparently, some footage got released of what looks to be a open world RPG Harry Potter game.
Yeah.
Done by Rocksteady. It takes place 100 years before Harry Potter. If you don't know who Rocksteady is, they are the people behind Batman Arkham Asylum. I don't care what you say. Sign me up for that game. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my kids will buy that day one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to totally watch the day one. Let's see here. Okay, last couple things. Damon Wayans apparently is quitting Lethal Weapon after he got his co-host already fired. Riggs has been replaced by Cole. Apparently now Murtaugh is also leaving, so go to hell, Damon Wayans.
Nobody cares.
Lilo and Stitch is apparently the next Disney movie that is going to get the live-action remake.
Why do we have to remake all of them?
Because money.
Yeah, I guess, but...
speaking of things getting remade, Netflix has picked up the rights to develop... This is actually kind of exciting. To develop Chronicles of Narnia films and TV shows.
So, I remember watching the first movie when it came out, and then I remember, like, the other movies came out, like, not in sequence with the books or something, and people said it wasn't, like, the right way to do it. So I've only seen the first Narnia movie.
I've seen all the Narnia movies. I like them. They kind of get darker as they go, which is cool, but there was always felt like something kind of lacking from them. I'm actually really excited. Netflix has done a really good job with Lost in Space. I really enjoyed some of their adaptations. I think they'll do a really good job with this, and this is definitely, I think this is a direct response to Amazon getting the Lord of the Rings series.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense when you put it in that context. Amazon does need they got to start pulling in some of the bigger properties.
Well, and I think there's like 6 books, so realistically you could do a 10-season type Chronicles of Narnia where you get 10 episode seasons. You break down each book into a season, and then you can maybe do filler to add more to the story. I think this would be a great way to tell the story. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna. Well, it's hard to remember because they don't have advertising as of right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, there's a few things.
They just gotta hope that it's good enough that they get more subscribers.
I do think. Listen, there's some things they advertise. I do think this is going to be one of them. I mean, listen, they've been advertising the hell out of the Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. They advertise Stranger Things. We got the new trailer for Sabrina that comes out this month. So I think their bigger stuff that they're excited about, they definitely advertise. So I think we'll know a lot about Narnia. Okay, and then last couple stories we got here for you guys. Let's see here. Venom, apparently the first reactions have hit the web, and it has a Rotten Tomato score of like a whopping 20%. Apparently Venom sucks ass. So, shocker. The trailers were terrible.
Big surprise.
That being said, I probably am not going to see it this weekend. I may try and go see it. I am very anxious to hear anybody who likes the same things that we all like, how you guys think about it. This may be a movie that's decent, but the critics just killed it. So that's our long-winded way of saying, hey guys, let us know if you see it, and ladies, see if you and if you like it. Let us know.
This is still very much a movie that you and I are going to watch regardless of what people say.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. I just want to know if it's actually any good, or if this is a case where Sony just totally ruined another franchise.
Very plausible.
And then lastly, apparently it got leaked that, somebody questioned Zack Snyder, and he said yes. Apparently Justice League 2, his original version, we've talked about at length on the show that he had a 5-movie kind of story arc that was going to end with Justice League Part 2. Apparently it was going to see the death of Batman would have been the end of that movie.
Ooh.
So,
was he going to get killed by Bane?
I don't know, probably Doomsday. There is a storyline in the comics where Batman gets killed by Doomsday. Or not by Doomsday, Darkseid. I think that would have been a really cool way. Honestly, I like it. I'm really sad that we're never going to see the five picture deal. I understand why DC moved on. I understand why Zack Snyder moved on. It just really sucks because I think it was a big, bold swing. And we talk all the time that people don't, they just follow the formula and they try and copy everything. I think it would have been something that we've never seen before. And I think it would have been 5 comic book movies that you could have really been like, wow, this is really great.
And that would have shown that they were going to have Darkseid at least for like 3 movies.
Yes.
You're probably just going to be wrecking everything.
And the balls to kill Batman. You know what? We're never going to see Batman die on screen. I think it would have been great to get this. Like I said, I'm sad that we never will.
We don't get to see Ben Affleck die now.
I would love to at least see Zack Snyder maybe team up with the DC and give us a comic book series of his entire 5.
I think he's probably more done with DC.
Yeah, I know he probably is, but god damn it, I just want to see it.
Yeah, I know. It's something that we're never going to get. We're just going to have to close our eyes at night and put your head on your pillow and dream sweet dreams of what could have been.
Yeah, that's probably true. All right. Well, anyway, that is all the news we got. Well, I guess there's another. They released another trailer for the Into the Spider-Verse, which does look really good from Sony. And we got to see Spider-Ham. I'm so excited.
Spider-Ham. He
There's
can't do it.
like a Spider-Ham does. Spin a web, because he's a pig. Look out, Spider-Pig. Now, Spider-Ham is not to be mistaken with Spider-Pig off The Simpsons.
Yeah. The Simpsons movie. Great movie.
Yeah, so I don't know. Venom apparently sucks. Into the Spider-Universe looks great. So, anyway, all right, that's all the news we got. Unless you got something else you want to add.
I do not have anything to add. I'm just trying to get the thing to work. My phone sucks balls.
Oh, my God. Well, I have a new one. I'll do them. Hang on.
Alright, so I have the listener question. Or the one listener question.
Okay.
Because, we only have one faithful 50 member that responded.
Okay, first of all, we had more questions. They just don't respond in the same spot. So, Ryan, do not shame the people who responded to different various avenues.
Okay, I apologize. And what the hell? So my phone is broken. And it just...
Okay, well, I've got this covered. Ryan needs a new iPhone.
So I got
clearly.
Jeff. We have Jeff from Washington.
All right.
His first question is that he wants to know, what was your favorite Pauly Shore movie? And Encino Man is definitely his favorite Pauly Shore movie. And that's one because I used Encino Man for the question post tonight. Only because my son was punching me. And we were like, as we were waiting for something, he was just kind of goofing around punching me. And I said, "Oh, my pancreas." And he said, "What is that from?" And I said, "That's from a really bad movie in the 90s. And he goes, "What's it called?" And I was like, "Encino Man." And then I showed him some of the stuff. And he's like, "I want to watch that." And so it was just on my head. But, Brian.
All right. Well, Encino Man
Pauly Shore.
Okay, Encino Man is clearly the winner. Let's be honest here. Encino Man is the best Pauly Shore movie. So let's take Encino Man out of it. I would probably have to say my favorite Pauly Shore movie.
Pauly Shore wasn't the star of that movie.
No, and he was honestly only in a handful of movies after this. I mean, he was, In the Army Now, Biodome.
That one where you had the girlfriend that lived on a farm.
Yes, that is probably my favorite one. Son-in-Law. I don't know why, but I watched that movie probably 50 times. It was really funny. I think maybe because I grew up a lot. I lived in Montana and Colorado for a while in the farmlands in rural America, and that movie really struck a chord with me.
When you take the tractor out into the field and he writes "crawl" in the field,
and he's wearing chaps with no pants on. I don't know. I thought it was really funny. I really enjoyed it. I do like Biodome, but I didn't watch that nearly as many times. I said, father or son-in-law just kind of struck a chord with me. In the Army Now was funny, but I've never been a big Andy Dick fan. So
I'm gonna have to go with In the Army Now. I think I only watched it maybe 3 times. That's more than any other movie starring Pauly Shore.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, Encino Man and Son-in-Law are probably the only Pauly Shore movies I've watched multiple times.
Yeah, Encino Man I watched a hell of a lot of times, but let's just be honest, that was a fan of Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser was great. Love Brendan Fraser. And that movie, for the record, is goddamn terrible, but it's pretty fun.
Link, something Oxford or whatever. But
what?
He was a white guy that was a caveman. That was very plausible.
Yeah. He was unfrozen.
Yeah, unfrozen white guys living in California.
Yes.
Thank you, 90s.
There was a lot of good little gags, sight gags in that movie. When he on the frog, when he barbecued the frog on the Bunsen burner and they ate him for no reason whatsoever.
And then he have the girl came back at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and then it was really weird because Sean Austin was all jealous of him. It was so strange. The movie's really not a good movie. I bet you it does not hold up at all if we watch it again.
No, it doesn't.
Right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. I know he's got another one.
All right, so why don't you go with your other question before we go to Jeff's other question?
Okay, well then I gotta move it. Hang on, let me go to mine. Well, no, because we had... Hang on.
Just shoot all Jeff's load in one shot.
Whoa. You know what? I'm just going to leave that one hanging right there in the wind. Let's see. I got another one here. Chris Armenta, well, I had 2. Chris Armenta, who we normally like. I I mean, that's not his last
Boring
name.
Chris? Or no, we had to change his nickname.
Boring Chris. Boring Chris. No, I thought it was Bad Judgment Chris. It's Bad Judgment Chris because he didn't like Solo.
Yeah.
Bad Judgment Chris would like to know, what is the absolute worst movie we have ever seen?
Man.
Oof.
Absolute worst movie. You know, I'll be honest that a lot of movies that I'm very good at just mentally blocking bad things out. So I'm trying to just think of what was the worst movie. I just remember
there's two movies. There's only ever been two movies I walked out of the theater in, and one of them was The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. That movie was terrible. And the other one was a Johnny Depp movie called The Ninth Gate. It was supposed to be scary, and it was not scary. It was super boring.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Was that the one with Al Pacino?
No, that was like Devil's Advocate. The Ninth Gate was like, it's about this book collector, and he got this book. It was so boring.
And he steals the book from the family.
Yeah, it was supposed to be good. I don't know, maybe it ended good. I don't know, because I walked out because it was terrible.
I get that one confused with Constantine sometimes, too.
I really like Constantine. No, and then The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio is the one where he like loses his mind on some island, and then he's running through the woods pretending he's a video game character. I'm just like, what is this? This movie's so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of bad movies. You can put Sharknado on there. Ugh.
A lot of like the last couple of Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, there's been some really bad ones. I don't know. Those are the only two that I remember ever leaving the theater early for. So I'm gonna go with The Beach and The Ninth Gate.
I remember the only movie that I went to a movie theater and I didn't pay attention to it at all was Powder.
Yeah, Powder. But you know, I guess so. For me, what constitutes a bad movie? It has to be a movie that you're excited for, or that you're misled by the trailers, and then you go and it's really not what you thought it was.
I only went there with a girlfriend, and I think we didn't even watch the movie.
Oh, God. So. Here's a new one. The Mountain Between Us, a recent one with Idris Elba and Kate from the Titanic. That movie was stupid. Dumb.
I don't know.
It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Anyway, there you go. Thank you, Bad Judgment, Chris.
Well, let's take that on a different spin. We'll go with Jeff's other question, and he wants to know, what was the last thing that impressed you? It just made you go, ooh.
I'm gonna say my new iPhone. Honestly,
you weren't expecting that.
I was not. So when I upgraded from the 8 Plus to the iPhone XS Plus. And, you know, the chip inside with my last one was an A11, this is an A12. The screen's a little bit bigger, but I was like, I wasn't even going to buy it, but I had a friend who broke her phone and she couldn't get a new one, so I sold her. I was like, well, tell you what, if you give me what I owe on my 8 Plus, I'll just sell it to you for what I owe. So kind of did her a solid and then was able to get a new phone. But I had heard this was faster, but it's only one generation faster, so I'm like, how much? I'm telling you, like, the interface on this thing is so fast. It works. I don't even know. Like, it just, everything works on it. The Face ID works perfectly. You can flip between your apps so fast. It's so seamless.
And there's no home button.
There's no home button. That's still a little weird getting used to it, but yeah, everything works really good. The camera's still a 12 megapixel camera, which is what I had in the last one. But whatever they've done with it, it's just infinitely better. Everything records in Super HD, like 4K. The screen is amazing. I'm actually, you know, I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm a homer for Apple, but I didn't expect as much of an upgrade as what I got, and I'm massively impressed with how much better of a phone this one is than my 8 Plus was.
Yeah. I'm going to say the last thing that impressed me was, my son and I were trying to find, it was just us two at home. We were trying to find something to watch together, like for a new show. And he wanted to watch The Dragon Prince on Netflix. And I think we got through the first 3 episodes, and it's a really good show. It's a lot of fun. It's really well, and the animation.
I think my daughter's been watching that. I'll have to check that out. The Dragon Prince?
Yeah, The Dragon Prince.
Is it by the same people who did The Last Airbender?
The which one?
The Last Airbender?
Kind of.
No, I want to say it's actually made by the creators of The Last
Oh,
Airbender.
the creator. I have no idea about that. I just know that it's fun. My son's like super duper into it, and he's like talking about the moon shine elves and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun. We really like it. So
Nice.
I did not see that one coming. So
Jack Ryan did not expect to be as impressed with Jack Ryan as I was.
Oh my God, that was. I was expecting just to like be entertained, and not to be like, holy shit, I can't wait for the next season.
There you go. All right, cool. Thank you, Jeff. That's a great question. All right. Anything else, or do I need to do my last one?
Let's do the last one.
All right, so David, ever faithful 50 member David, sent us in a good one. He texted to me because I think he's doing he's a real estate agent now, so he's doing like an open house thing, and he couldn't make it. Oh. But he sent me this thing, and it was you've probably seen him on other pages. I think he took it from somewhere else, but he wanted to know our opinion on it. It's one of those things. It's like pick 3 superheroes to protect you, and then 3 to fight or whatever. And so this is the same one. It's we got to pick. He wants us to pick 3 of these characters to protect us, because all the others are going to try and kill us. So these are the choices that we get to choose from. 3 to protect us. The rest are going to kill us. James Bond, Brian, whoever from Taken, Brian Mills from Taken, Bruce Willis from Die Hard, or John McClane from Die Hard. John Wick.
We're going with the specific characters.
Yeah, specific characters, not the actors that play them. Okay. All right, John Wick, Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible, Jason Bourne from the Bourne series. Mm-hmm. I don't know who Denzel's character's name is in The Equalizer, but The Equalizer. John Rambo. Who's that? The guy... Jason Statham from The Transporter. I don't know his character's name is. Frank something, I think. Or The Hitman.
Alright, so we're on an island.
No. Well, no. We have to pick 3 to protect us, and the other 6 are going to kill us.
But we're in, like, the real world?
Sure. Real world scenarios.
Definitely John Wick. I mean,
yeah,
that's
Wick kills...
Easy one.
He's the Baba Yaga. He's the boogeyman. He kills everybody. Yeah. So John Wick.
He's the Deus Ex Machina. He will just destroy everything.
Yes, he is definitely.
Just say, John.
He's a superhero.
While you were protecting me, they killed all the puppies, and then he would just.
I would say Ethan Hunt because he has some really good plans. But every movie I watch, his entire crew always dies for the most part. So. I don't know
I am going to say, because I'm going to need to get around, I'm going to say Jason Statham in the Transporter.
So you want the Transporter to protect you? All right.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could get that with James Bond. I feel like Bond is equally as good of a driver.
So I'm going with John Wick, the Transporter, and I need a third person.
Well, while you're thinking about the third person, I do not want the Transporter because I feel I can also get the same transportation skills, but much more of a lethal assassin with Bourne, Jason Bourne.
Yeah, that's true.
I would choose James Bond, but he would probably be too busy hitting on waitresses, and we would get murdered.
Yeah, and he's way too into himself.
Yes. He'd be like, well, I survived. Taken... Brian Mills would only be good if we were actually kidnapped by someone. He could then find us, but to protect us, I don't think so. John McClane is
the first person again that he mentioned.
James Bond.
Oh, that was the first one? Oh, yes. Okay. What was the second one?
Brian Mills from Taken.
Oh, okay.
And then Bruce Willis. I do not want John McClane. He is terrible at everything he does. And he just kind of gets lucky in everything. So, no. Yeah.
So, John Wick, the Transporter, I need a third person. I need someone who's going to... I'll just go with Jason Bourne.
So you're going to go Transporter, Jason Bourne, and John Wick. I'm going to go John Wick, Jason Bourne, and I'm going to go Rambo, because you need somebody to operate all the heavy cannon bazookas.
Yeah, I was trying to think of someone who could do like traps and
And
you know,
he can set traps. He can hide in the mud. He can shoot
yeah,
rocket launchers. He can
he
get
can eat
shot with
stuff
50
that'll
cal
make a
bullets and
Billy,
still walk away.
and he can eat stuff that makes the Billy Goat puke.
Yeah.
You know,
So that's who I'm going with. All right, there you go. So I'm going John
so
Rambo,
we picked
Jason
two the
Bourne,
same. So
and John
John Wick
Wick.
and Jason Bourne are on both of our teams.
Yeah, and you took the transporter, and I took Rambo. All right, there we go. Thank you, David. That's a great question. I would love to hear who you would select, and also who everybody else would select as well. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, real quick before we get out of here, well, first of all, thank you everyone who submitted a question. We appreciate it. It's definitely what makes this show super fun. If you're new to the show and you not know what we're doing, every Thursday Ryan throws up a Facebook post asking for questions. You can post your question there, or feel free if you know us or you want to send us a direct message on Facebook or Twitter. We would be more than happy to, or email us or text us or whatever. We'll save your question and answer on the show. So thank you, everybody.
We will take it in all forms.
All right. Before we get out of here, got a couple quick recommendations for you guys. Ryan, do you have anything you'd like to recommend this week?
I would like to recommend that everybody join the Pittsburgh Steelers bandwagon
Oh, my God.
so that we can pull out the win.
If you were going to
We
waste
need
your
it
recommendation, you should have just told me, and I would have skipped to mine.
It's a wasted recommendation.
Oh, my God.
Right.
The Steelers are a lost cause. I recommend Ryan. What Ryan's really saying is he recommends you watch the Geek Dad Report versus the NFL. We have a new episode we recorded tonight that'll be up in a few minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this, it's already up, so check it out.
What do you
My
recommend
recommendation this week is Disney XD launched their first, I thought it was a TV show, but it's actually a movie. It could eventually become a TV series, but it's Marvel Uprising, The Secret Warriors. So it sounds like what Marvel's going to do is they have they're gonna release a lot of their properties animated that could spawn into their own TV show. So I think what they're doing is they're basically doing pilots, and if the ratings are there, people respond, they're gonna get their own cartoon series, which is actually really smart. It ties loosely into their current Avengers series, Guardians of the Galaxy series that they already have. But this one is the Secret Warriors, so if you're not familiar with them, which I was not, it's Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel, the Patriots, America something. There's a bunch of characters I'm still not familiar with, but the main ones in this, Dante, the main ones in this were the Patriot, Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., voiced by the same actress, Chloe.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's in this, which was really cool for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans.
Is Miss Marvel still Muslim in this one?
Yep. Is what?
Wasn't she Muslim?
Miss Marvel is Muslim, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Miss Marvel is the main hero in this, and she's... I did not know much about this character. I know that she's very much beloved.
I know they rebooted her, so...
I know she's an Inhuman, but I didn't know a ton about her personally. Now, it was fun. I sat down and watched this with my daughters. Like I said, I thought it was a TV show, but it actually was a 90-minute movie, and we sat down and watched it, and I was amazed, because I've been buying the Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl comics. It was amazing how much my 9-year-old and 6-year-old knew about these characters. It is the very first time that they were stopping it to explain the characters to me, and I loved every second of it.
I'm sure you were just soaking all that in.
Dude, I was. Honestly, it was fun. It was super fun. I see why people love Squirrel Girl, by the way. She is great. I love Squirrel Girl.
Is she a comedy factor?
So, yeah, she is. I mean, she's a mutant. She's not an Inhuman. A lot of these characters in the show are Inhumans, but she's a mutant who has the power of squirrels, and she can talk to other squirrels. But but her catchphrase apparently is eating nuts and kicking butts. Dude, and she has a pet squirrel named Mr. Tibbins or something who's like her best friend. It's great, honestly. I enjoy it all 90 minutes.
I'm gonna watch it with my daughter now.
And watch it with your sons. There are plenty of these are fun characters regardless of gender. Girls, I think boys would enjoy this as well. There are some other boy characters in this, so it's not just females. Captain America makes an appearance. Captain Marvel's in this. This is a great introduction for kids to get them into some of these other characters, right? That maybe they haven't been introduced to yet. So I love what Marvel's doing. They're bringing a lot of their side characters from the comic books, and maybe even characters they're going to start introducing. Like I said, I know Miss Marvel's or Captain Marvel's coming out soon. Characters that they could be introducing in the movies soon. and they're showing them in cartoon form, getting kids like, oh, I know who this is, and explaining it, and it's a great promotional thing, but it's also a really fun 90-minute movie. I wouldn't quite put it. It's not the level of the DC animated stuff yet, because those are much more movies, like legit serious movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are more long episodes of a TV show, but they're still super fun. I would highly recommend it if you have kids, even if you don't have kids and you're not really familiar with Miss Marvel or Squirrel Girl. I would definitely check this out. Marvel Uprising, Secret Warriors. They have another one coming out, so I'm thinking this is going to be an anthology. They have one for Ironheart, for the Riri Williams character that we've talked about on the show before, who takes over for Iron Man. So she's the next one up with Marvel Uprising Ironheart. But yeah, really good. It's on Disney XD right now. I would highly check it out to watch it with your kids. You'll have a lot of fun. And like I said, if you don't love Squirrel Girl by the end,
you don't have a heart.
You don't have a heart. I don't know what to tell you. That girl is great. And even Miss Marvel. I love Miss Marvel. And they do not shy away from the fact that she's Muslim. They do not shy away from the fact that she's not, Muslim people right now are not well accepted in America. And there's, the show is not heavy-handed, but it definitely touches on a few things going on right now. So definitely check it out, though. I really enjoyed it. Marvel Uprising on Disney XD. Secret Warriors.
I'll be watching it.
All right. Well, that is the show. Before we get out of here, Ryan, would you like to tell everybody where they can find us?
Of course. You can find us on YouTube at The Geek Dad Report, Twitter at The Geek Dad Report. Brian West is Brian West53 on Twitter, and I am Big Bruiser. We're also on Facebook as The Geek Dad Report, and you can listen to us on podhell.com with our good friends, the Utah Outcast, and we are also on iTunes. So please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Give us 5 stars.
5.
And after you've done all that, recommend 10 people to the show. That's all you gotta do. Just 10 people. Just tell them about the show. Say you like it.
Yes.
And then go on their phone and subscribe to it so they can listen.
Yes, do that. We will not hold it against you.
Yes.
Anyway. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We're not going to have any additional shows this week. Like I said, I'm going to be in Vegas, so we're not going to have any reviews or any bonus episodes. But we'll have our NFL show and the main show, and then we'll be back next week with all that and even more. So until then...
Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
I just said, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all I said.
So I want to give you a chance to speak. Apparently I talk too much.
Sorry.
So until then, everybody, stay awesome.
And stay nerdy.